turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I know they still have TI, but I'm surely being the first team to go out of DreamLeague, gotta rattle the confidence and trying to rally their way back into it in game number 2 and push it to a game at number 3. But I'm not liking their chances too much, Ben. I don't know about you, but Vega Squadrons line up a whole lot more. They've got
Same.
They've got Nyx versus OD. They've got Invoker combining with the Faceless Void. Not sure how Phantom Lens is really going to be able to deal with that.
Illusions are generally pretty terrible versus Invoker.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about Deafening Blast, about Tornado, about Ice Wall. They just stand still and do nothing. I also don't think they'll put him in the lane.
Prepare
Yeah, I didn't think
battle.
so either. I was going to ask you that because MP, like he's played mid before. Obviously, he's no Invoker mid and stuff like that. But something tells me they're not going to be running that. And that feels a little bit awkward because that's usually when Phantom Lancer's up against Invoker. Very strong laner against the Invoker advantage. As a melee hero, he gets a big CS lead. He also is able to close his distance and put pressure on the Invoker.
Looks like they're just trying to play around this mass teamfight combo from Vega. They want a lot of combo breakers. I think Doppelganger is a pretty good one. Swap, Astral Imprisonment, ways to potentially get out or dodge the Chrono. So I can see where the line of thinking is pretty difficult to execute, and that's only one thing that you're worried about. Well, like, where's your damage output going to come from if he's constantly stun locked? And there are a lot of questions that I have for Secret.
To add to that analysis, I think another thing is that they're prioritizing the Night Stalker's farm, who I think is one of the big heroes to that combination, right? Being able to have the superior vision as they put KheZu on the Night Stalker in the 3 position rather than the Earthshaker and have a 4 position Night Stalker. So I think that kind of says a little bit to the game plan of Team Secret.
Yeah, he struggled a lot last game as the Earthshaker in the lane, dying very early to the Faceless Void AA, so maybe thinking that they want a more sturdy hero so that can survive and get his farm on at the same time, being so vulnerable and potentially feeding Vega safe lane.
And it's going to be a pretty easy lane for Night Stalker. He's already see if YapzOr Fisher pull well. Go for the boots. His counterpart is going to be Human Slayer, playing the Kunkka, already missing out in the first torrent here.
Ooh.
Well, if he does get the torrent, gets the stun and then the slow afterwards,
Yeah,
you put the distance, you get Orb Venom slow on top of that.
Might be a pretty good way to potentially counteract the nerfs to level 1 torrent, but then you don't get the Tidebreaker for the denies in the mid lane.
And again, all of this is only, and it only actually works hitting the torrent. Oh, for 3, excuse me. Dancing around, does manage to secure himself that range creep. Very important, Fisher.
Player's probably really excited about this. Like, nice, I can finally hit creeps.
He gets level 2, which will kind of help. Well, Tidebringer actually.
Tidebringer's, I think, way better for this sort of situation when you're just sitting mid because you don't have enough mana to cast.
Yeah, and it's not a kill combination. Block on there. Does kind of block mid one off as well, but he just prisons up the Invoker. Gonna get a couple of shots on him. Hill. What's going on in that bottom lane here? We've got Afterlife, the Nyx Assassin, up against the MP Phantom Lancer, as well as the Vengeful Spirit. He should be able to do all right for himself, seeing as it's got Spike Carapace against
What if he doppelganger dodges it?
Invisibility.
He throws the nuke and then immediately doppelgangers in anticipation of the spike carapace.
Yep.
Then I think Afterlife's pretty happy because then he just said, well, he just used more mana. That's all I care about.
But he dodged it.
G, caught by a great Fisher block here from YapzOr. He's having to deal with the cold snap though. G pops the fairy fire, gets a little bit distant. Not enough though. Mid one is going to be able to get the first blood. This more position. Earthshaker's working out very nicely. Fortunately, his healing salve's going to be canceled by Sioma. Then, so that'll help get Invoker in a little bit better position. We come back in the lane being full mana. Oh,
That was such a great Fisher block coming out. YapzOr.
With the boots first, Tranquils, he can very rapidly get himself back to base. Gonna go for this one.
See an early bracer too on the OD. Haven't seen this too often. Usually it's double null, but OD is not one of the common veil builders, so maybe looking for the early Atos versus the Faceless Void instead, or even potentially the drums, so we can tell by how many bracers he builds. Atos. Atos also pretty good.
I like your Rod of Atos Faceless Void. Yeah, it's such a long range initiation and snare. Get against them.
I think this time he actually has some defensive heroes to help him out, though. He got bursted down a lot last game, but this time they have the boat, so he can afford to play a little bit more risky and perhaps build attacks.
Doing the Ancient Apparition, trying to shove out the Night Stalker. It looks like they've been pretty successful. 5-0 compared to Afterlife, who's currently being gone on with great spike carapace. Does dodge most of the initiation. And Fisher Block actually fails to connect. Afterlife sitting at 13-1, so he's having a very successful offlane. Actually, just Bounty Rune, and he'll have the 5-minute shrine work very soon. I feel like Nyx Assassin's very happy with his matchup against Spike Carapace, not just for the, against the Phantom Lancer, not just for the Spike Carapace, but also for the fact that he's a high armor hero against a physical.
Yeah, so we're going a long way around. He may be able to
now on the torrent, so this is going to be bad news for G, but does manage to get off the invis just in time. Trying to chase down Sioma here. Trine's not up. Seconds for that one, but not get the body block.
You can just tell how vulnerable the Invoker is in this mid lane, having to cast Ghost Walk early on in the lane. Luckily, it's almost 5 minutes, so he can shrine it up if necessary, but now he's back to the jump.
There any part of the lane that is going well for Vega Squadron? Seems like the case is going free farming, but then against EL. Secret are definitely doing a lot better in their laning phase than they were last game.
Yeah, I wonder what Phantom Lance is going to go for. Without the Mask of Madness, it's risky though. If he goes through Mask of Madness, he won't have that much HP and he can potentially just die in the jungle. I think he went for Mask of Madness Scepter last game. I like treads plus anything else.
Do you like the treads into the Aghanim Scepter? Are you a fan of that upgrade?
I personally don't like Ags that much on him. I like S and Y. I think it's it gives you HP. I think Ags it just one of the worst things about it is you need vision in order to hit all the lances.
Afterlife made it into a bad spike carapace there, gets run down, doesn't help. The help of Silent gets up to the shrine, gets a little bit of heal off, keeps on trucking. Now Silent's gonna be the next target of Secret's aggression as they dive past the shrine. No rotations. Well, actually there's one coming. Might be able to get the Silent kill. Nice stun from Afterlife. Perfectly timed. The cold feet plus Sioma lands his first run of the game, I think, followed up by his Sunstrike, and they do get a kill, even up the score 1-1. G is even coming over to get some additional help. Might be able to get Puppey here. Yeah, definitely. Kill the Phantom Lancer. Team Secret getting way too over-aggressive. Put on the blinders as they just charged at the Nyx Assassin and then follow up with the Ancient Apparition.
It's pretty uncommon for that shrine to be up like 6:15 in. So I think they pushed up there thinking that it was down, and then when they saw it was up, like, well, we're here anyways.
Yeah, you even said like, the Evoker's gonna use that shrine,
yeah,
right?
I thought he was
went back to the jungle, but they left it up. Half jungling, yep.
Yeah. I like the judicious of the by G. He's just ferreting out clarities, and that shrine definitely saved the fight. Like, would have been more useful getting G like an extra, 100, 200, 300 more gold, or winning that fight. I would much rather win that fight if I were.
Oh, nice silence there. Might be able to kill him, but a better Torrent actually locking down 2, giving enough time for Aloha Dance to back out. Time walk away, so successful rotation forwards, and the first real aggressive action we've seen from the Night Stalker in his first nighttime. Though I feel like most offlane Night Stalkers don't feel like the first nighttime is an aggressive one.
Yeah, he's been running around a lot.
Have to run around.
He is it's almost over nighttime.
I think they look at it as like second nighttime is better for the. It's like a successful kill on YapzOr as Night Stalker exited the lane. Yeah, Earthshaker tried to cover him, and some of that solo experience. I have a smoke option here. Silent and Sioma making their way towards mid. KheZu, it's daytime now, so Secret, you gotta get out of here. Torrent is gonna be another whiff.
Dire's bottom tower is
Not
under
guessing
attack.
correctly here.
Tide is muddy.
And looks like MP won't be going back for the Massive Madness build. It's really good for farming mid jungle. That is definitely the best part of the build. But two things that I don't think are particularly good about it. Firstly, doppelganger. You can't doppelganger, which is your main escape. And secondly, after you doppelganger, if you use it in a team fight, you can obviously tell which one it is because it's the only one with the Massive Madness buff or debuff. You're not using the help of the illusions at all. But still, very good for farming.
Okay, Ben, I've heard like the Mask of Madness we could see here, good for farming. I've also heard the Aghanim Scepter is a good Phantom Lancer to be able to farm, burst through creep waves via the Lance. Yep. In your builds, how do you keep Phantom Lancer ahead?
I like, I think Maybe does it a lot. He goes treads and you just run at people and right click and you kind of just tank up for your team so they can catch the It's kind of similar to how the Viper was played.
So your idea is playing more of a battle Phantom Lancer that is a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, I think there's better heroes if you farm up in the jungle, like Ancient Mage, for example. Way more preferable in this situation. It's personal playstyle though. Personal, like MPA likes his Mask of Madness Scepter, and then Maybe likes his treads into right-click Bill's art, for example, later into the game. You maneuver into the mid, afterlife, very wary.
Is under attack.
Oh, this feels the worst when you're a Nyx assassin. You picked up your level 6, you still don't have the arcane boots, because every single failed Vendetta rotation, it kind of like the next Vendetta he uses, he's not gonna have enough mana for.
Yeah, they're a little bit behind. Invoker doesn't have his Midas, and as you mentioned, the Nyx doesn't have his arcane. They just need like 1 or 2 more kills back. Ooh, you get that.
Afterlife. Poking at Puppey, doesn't get off the spike carapace. Down though. YapzOr's coming in to Sunstrike. They'll have a lot of burst damage, but it's not quite enough to finish off Puppey, so he used the Vendetta damage to finally get the kill. Afterlife might just be able to get an extra one here. The Cold Feet doesn't actually proc on YapzOr. He gets out of the way just in time.
But we haven't felt the impact of this Night Stalker at all. The panel was talking about it. It's like, why is hero first mana all the time? And then we see it here, and it really hasn't done that much for them. There was that one great torrent up on top to save Night Stalker from getting killed, but right now he's kind of running around and getting vision, but not able to do anything with the vision. Not really able to threaten anyone, not stopping anyone from farming it. Right under Observer War right now, and they're very happy with the way the pace of the game is going because it's almost daytime again.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Wondering if he was going to bait it out a little bit, as he did have 2 here. I guess Secret are there, and well, the Invoker, despite the fact that he's practically departed the lane, played most of his time inside the jungle, his tower hasn't fallen yet. Vega Squadron have managed to that one alive still. That is going to be a loss of significant map control. I think both Bases Void and Invoke make quite a bit, so that is going to be exposed area the Team Secret use. Apparently Sioma doesn't want to round for the shrine.
Back, so. Did he pick up a he might have like picked up a smoke. Not sure.
Dire's top
Does have one in his inventory
attack.
right now. And I noticed the teams here have been very good about efficient uses of the shrine. We've seen like what 2 heroes, I think the first time. This time was 4 heroes. Seeing a lot less greedy solo core Brian usage.
1-4. Team Secrets have the net worth lead. That mid tower falling.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Take that safe lane tower, but the smoke rotation is coming across from Vega Squadron. They have the Chronosphere, they have the Ice Blast. This is really their time to fight, but KheZu's got to be able to catch that smoke rotation and manage to get away from X marks the spot before it can be cast by Sioma. So it looks like this is going to be a full dodge of Team Secret. This is what we talked about in the Night Stalker and the idea behind putting this hero in the off lane and dodging big team fight ults.
In this Shaker from behind, though, maybe he kills someone, but not with that.
Engage. They are going to be able to jump here onto Silent, burst him down pretty much. Echo Slam being thrown out by YapzOr just to ensure the kill. No off by Vega Squadron. Small pick off, but it's still a very failed rotation from Vega Squadron. Cores, Team Secret continue to farm up D. Phantom Lancer me.
They can start fighting pretty soon, though. OD didn't even complete his treads because he wanted to opt for the Atos first to deal with this void and make sure that he gets an imperfect chrono or that he dies super early in the fight. So they're ready to siege this, especially nighttime.
Nice swap back there, catching Sioma. Does manage to get the boat out, that'll help him survive. Doesn't manage to get the stun out as well. Ice Blast over the top, they need to turn around and get 1 kill. Puppey's gonna drop low, really take down. It's gonna be quite close to go down to about 90 HP.
If they're scared, they can just Astral him. I don't think he's gonna.
Oh yeah, he's fine.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
So
is
they
under
use their
attack.
Observer Ward for that. I don't actually think that.
Either. Okay, considering the fact it doesn't look like they're gonna make a concerted effort to defend this tower.
Yeah, they still have Faceless Void ulti, but looks like with his Midas he
Dire's top tower
farm
is
up in the
under
jungle
attack.
instead of be up here, but Secret don't actually know where the Faceless Void is. They used a scan earlier to the north side of the tower, so they don't know if anyone's there or not. He could easily be sitting just to the north of the right now.
KheZu was kind of checking behind the tower area now. Push into the jungle.
Yeah.
There's no room.
He's showing mid right now, so
Yeah, so now they just go.
it'd be a pretty good time for them. But it's
Dire's top
Nighttime's a
tower
ticket.
is
Still there, and
under
it could.
attack.
Even if the Invoker's not going to join the fight.
Radiant's
see.
bottom tower is
One
under
strike.
attack.
Throws the stun here. Looking to keep the rotation from the Faceless Void. They're going to be able to catch the Night Stalker right before he can finish off that Ancient Apparition. Pull back into the boat. They don't even need the Chronosphere, it looks like, to be able to bring down KheZu. Stuck inside the trees. Midway can't even finish off the tower. Now he's going to be caught by the Chronosphere. He's so low, this should be an easy kill. If they can just get 1 proc to the stun, or maybe just the Torrent to finish him off. Aloha Dance. Well positioned to be able to catch 2 with that TP rotation. Great defense and great hold from Vega.
Slayer's been playing pretty well. Yeah, he missed a couple of turns in the early game, but he was like really quick about saving the Ancient Apparition there. And I think his death earlier too, where he sacrificed himself for the Observer Ward, was pretty crucial to winning that fight.
NP trying to get away, but another Torrent. Well placed by Sioma. Addition to the Ice Blast, 5-7 now. Vega Squadron pulled the lead. Continue to punish Secret's map.
So now we see Secret probably making a similar maneuver to last game where, okay, the ultimates are down. Maybe they can get probably 2 towers. The bottom one and the top one are critical HP range. They need these towers down so they can farm up. Like, the Mask of Madness is not great for fighting early on the Phantom Lancer. And looks like he is going for Diffusal next, so he's not going to have any HP. He is opting out of any sort of HP item right now. Like, not even shreds.
They sure stun. Stop the combination of X Torrent.
They're moving on
out.
full force.
Yeah, he's sticking out way too long. He's going to be caught by the X. Brought back into the boat. They attempted the swap, but it just means actually 2 heroes stun. With the Ice Blast over the top, they're going to be able to catch that Vengeful Spirit. And MP has no supporting cast whatsoever. He's going to have to time his Doppelganger very well here, and does manage to get it. X pullback
Radiant's bottom
actually
tower is under
fades there
attack.
during the Doppelganger second involvement.
Radiant's
Still though,
top
Vega Squadron do manage to pick up 2 and will take the tower, so that kind of evens things out. Secret were beginning to get a lot of map control. Mid tower and potentially taking the safe lane tower away from Vega Squadron. last couple engagements, Vega definitely even picked up quite a bit.
They're ramping up though. This is a double Midas team we're talking about on Vega, and they're still winning fights, and they're still not scared during nighttime. So I think things are potentially starting to go from bad to worse for Team Secret as they don't get much mileage out of the Atos. Like right now, he probably would have preferred to just get the Midas on the OD, and then he would have had Midas plus Strength plus Atos right about now, and then he can work to his next item, which is going to be the Blink Dagger. But now, this net worth is pretty far behind number one, which is Aloha sitting at 9K.
Another torrent. Bones coming in, but they are going to be able to get the Echo Sam and finish off the Faceless Void. YapzOr unable to lock down the two supports. They get away and are actually going to come back in thinking about it. Sunstrike misses onto mid one, but Afterlife's here. He doesn't go for the immediate Vendetta Strike, feeling that it wasn't going to be enough damage to actually break mid one. Torrent lands, taking off that Urge. Afterlife doesn't have any mana to follow this one up, really. In fact, he's going to be off on the Rod of Atos now. Waits down the Spike Carapace. Beautiful block there from YapzOr. He's actually going to be able to block down the Ancient Apparition on the side, swap him back into the Fissure block as well. Great synergy for Team Secret as they finally start showing a little bit of pluck in these team fights. Take down 3, make it 4 actually. Void being the first to go.
Yeah, YapzOr's just been in incredible positions to get these ganks going. Like that fissure was phenomenal, stunning 3 heroes and putting one of them on the wrong side of the fissure. But that's what happens when your Faceless Void goes down. He's your main team fighter right now.
More than willing to many of their ultimates. Especially since they know Invoker's just not a hero right now. That's one of the big downsides of the mid Invoker. This window of a time, Invoker's just not much of a factor besides Sunshine. He needs to focus on farming and get that Aghanim side. Both coming in, hoping to save the Faceless Void. Give him a little bit of damage reduction. Team Secret were attempting, they stuck around, trying to get some extra kills, keep Vega Squadron on their toes, but now they're going to be caught. No imprisonment, but there is going to be a swap. Mid-1 is going to be safe from that one. It looks like they're just going to be able to take down the Nyx Assassin, caught by the Rod of Atos.
Look how well they're playing around the OD though. Like, they're just making him do the plays, and every time they go on him, they defense the Astral, or swap him out, or Fissure stun to interrupt the combo. They really need the Chrono.
There's another one, Apparition. Blink Dagger on the Rod of Atos. This OD is not your typical late game carry. He is a killer right now in 20 minutes. I mean, none of these heroes can really do it. He can like 3 or 4 shot most of the supports. Even Faceless Void, I think, is very much threatened by this pure damage. You know, just get 3 shots on him during the Rod of Atos, finish him off with the imprisonment.
At this point, though, they just need to have the Invoker involved. He almost has a Scepter, and I think he can kind of match the OD's potency in the team fights. He can just definitely blast him or cold snap. Like, these spells are very effective at stopping his damage, and you kind of want to force the OD to get his BKB early on, so you can slow down his farm and whittle down those charges early on in the game. But right now, Mid-1 doesn't really feel any pressure to go for BKB. He has a defensive swap, and they almost have Blink Dagger on a Shaker, and they have enough stuns that are also playing very well around the Night Stalker finally at 20 minutes in. Getting another
audit by them.
Time is money.
In this. And NP does have an Invis rune if he wants to join his team here for a team fight.
He still has like no HP. He's also going for BOTs next, so sitting at 1200. That is so low.
They gotta start pushing out. They are gonna be stunned up by the Fissure. 2-man stun. Nyx Assassin again. First one dead. That leaves OD a lot of room to work around. Isn't threatened by that big nuke of the mana burn. So the Slayer's gonna be TP out. They have a stun somewhere. Mid-1 not there in time. Was on, but Team Secret may not have gotten that kill. Objective here. Maybe not. Still have Chronos here. It's scary.
As long as it's nighttime. Like, they can't even get close. Anyone that gets close to the Exo Silence is dead. So I don't exactly know how they're supposed to approach a fight. Maybe scout a little bit with Forge Spirits, but that's
Still stun leading the way. KheZu's going to get the silence on to G, but he's going to be locked down by the X for the follow-up torrent. Is stunned from Afterlife. They are just cutting down the map. Look at Team Secret. They own Dire Jungle. The mid wave is constantly being pushed back. River doesn't really feel like Vega Squadron is towards faces Void, and he much to work around here.
So every time they get comfortable, they start playing a little bit more loose, get picked off here and there, which leads to more and more death, more and more kills. And Vega probably need to know that they just need to buckle down a little bit, play way more safe during nighttime, especially with the Scepter coming out very soon. Actually, not that soon.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now, seeing this game for mid one, defensive X just. Seeing this mid one OD, like OD definitely disappeared from the meta for a little while. Might be coming back. Watching like, 747 Eric Dong is a really kind of like this. A little bit of a killer. He goes in the mid game and it just feels like so overwhelmed long. And when it comes to the pickup potentially, he goes like Shadow Blade on.
I think their whole line was based around enabling him. I would say everyone but the
lead off onto the Invoker. KheZu gives him the extra bit of burst damage to put down the Invoker. Big pick for Team Secret. And MP's just not really needed. So this greedy build is paying off big dividends. Especially if you can use this move to travel to max efficiency.
Yeah, he's trying to do whatever he wants. Entire game. Ooh, Afterlife. Bad spot, buddy.
Does not have his Blink Dagger yet, so he's going to be caught. Prison. Lost his Spike Care base for now. Tries to eat his way through the trees. Not going to happen. Silence up as well, so no chance. That Spike Care base.
Where your heart does not.
14-9, Team Secret. Over a 5K gold lead, and it feels like that's just going to build and build and build because they just own the map. Between the Night Stalker, the Phantom Lancer being all over the place, controlling the waves and farming up jungle areas, and the OD being the killer that he is. Seems like Vega Squadron just going to have to play very scared. When does Vega Squadron come back into this game?
I think they were relying on the Invoker, but look at Invoker's net worth. He's number 4. He's way behind the Void. Pretty far behind the OD. And this is like a Midas AFK farming juggling Invoker. So I think they relied on him, but he's not going to be able to have the impact that they want. And looks like Slayer's going to take a spill here.
Sioma run. Gets the X. Not sure what that's going to do for him, but I don't know what sort of tricky maneuvers you could pull there, buddy, but die. Secret even looking at Roshan. They don't even have a great Roche taking team, but it seems like they can still do it. Double damage on mid one makes things a lot easier with one
They need to smoke it right now if they want to take it down, but I don't think they are prepared at all. I don't think they're there. But you mentioned, what are they waiting for? Anytime they want to fight, they can just cast Darkness. Invoker has been free farming for a while. It's not like it's an item that's going to change the game for them. But here they go.
Deal with the ward first. Team Secret. Like the call for them to back out there.
They see that Roche is
so
really
low.
low, yeah.
Maybe.
Gonna lead hit first.
Up, Team Secret, are they gonna go full wraparound here? Dire jungle full wraparound in the high ground. They just gotta play around the Roshan pit. It looks like Vega Squadron gonna try and sneak it in here. Lohan Dance pops out of the pit. Going to be caught by an initiation here. It looks like Midwan's already found his opening. Managed to get the ancient apparition. Here comes the Chronosphere. They have that Roshan in so low they're gonna be able to get the Aegis, maybe swap back, but he still managed to grab the Aegis just in time, but it's gonna cost them big time. They've already lost the Invoker, and somehow Lohan Dance and the rest of his team need to get out of here, away from this team fight. The extra life not being a one team fight, that's for sure. Afterlife looks like he's gonna be caught and slowed down by the Purge. He's definitely dead. So it's only gonna be Aloha Dance and Sioma keep their heads there in that team fight. Still kind of a win for Secret.
Poor Invoker. He went inside the mid like, I gotta finish off this Roshan. He gets cornered. Can't even pick up the Aegis.
I mean, that's the exact position that Team Secret specifically avoided, right? Look at that, OD! Damn. Chance in this game. He is completely countered by Team Secret. Through and through. Radavitos, Night Stalker.
Yep, they just need to be able to get the jump. And yeah, someone's going to get swapped out, but at least he'll get one kill early on in a team fight. But yeah, the problems are mounting. Oh, show.
Secret. Chrono's down. Are they really thinking about poking at high ground? Looks like it. Time to get that damage in now.
They saw a lot of games on mid one. 20 in right now.
Definitely blast up. King dodges the stun there from Afterlife. A Fisher on a G. Lids mid one. Gets 1 or 2 orbs in. Fortunately, as it's nighttime, without the night stalker, Hurricane Pike isn't going to do a lot of good with this free orb.
Oh, they find KheZu.
Especially since
he even has snags right now, so now they kind of have to catch him with the Nyx Assassin.
go on Puppey. Dash missile into a bash.
Then we can meet face to
But
face.
Team Secret are going to have very few of these ganking problems very soon. They've got the Aghanim Scepter. They can get the gem as long as it's nighttime. Vega Squadron are hard pressed to find a proper initiation on Team Secret.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Still really haven't seen a Chrono yet.
Radiant structures are
Can get one. It's just really hard because the OD's forcing everyone to use all their cooldowns on Vega really quickly.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, bad. Even then, Echo Slam. Pretty good versus this.
Dire's middle tower is under
Radaventos catches the Basis Void. Again, the ensnare into silence. I think he's making it out if you're alive. He's got his blink tag actually. It's possible. And do have the boat coming in. Hot dance. A little bit farther north. Still going to be caught here. Time walks forward. Chronosphere defensively just to get out. We caught though. Fisher. Fortunately, the Ice Blast is holding them down, but they do manage to blink forward, get the imprisonment. Oh. That's the worst feeling in the world. Nice Animite or Manta dodge, but it's not enough. He used Chronosphere to survive, and it just became their worst feeling in this game.
Not many. A dying back.
A die back.
Worst is if your Invoker dies down here. Oh god.
Well, said it best. Vega Squadron. Get the dust, magic missile, and he shreds an Invoker. Thanks to that diffuse blade and all the illusions he has.
They just haven't been given any opportunity the past 15 minutes.
And yet another kill. Afterlife gets found mid. All around the map, it is death and destruction. Their dreams of closing out this game too.
I don't know who's going to be doing damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They gotta have a sick combination. Jeez! Mid one, fearless. Knowing that Vega Squadron Heroes are just not gonna buy back. He blinks directly into the Ancient Emperor. Fights way behind the tier 3 tower. Claims another kill, gets some more intelligence temporarily. Just chipping away. Have that melee rack. Slow hot dance set up here. Ready to go, but I'm not sure what he can do. 10 seconds, that one. That's certainly enough time. Team Secret to get this melee rack. Afterlife running interference here. With the spike airplace, but still having some issues. Mid-one's gonna drop pretty fast here. Swap back, but he still has the X marks the spot. The counter's there, but he does imprison himself in time. And oh no, Diance is in trouble. That diffuse blade, Phantom Lancer is such a threat to these two cores. You're gonna see Key drop as well. MP is here, and he's here to clear all of Vega Squadron off the map. Chronosphere finally gets there, but there's no follow-up. Invoker's dead. It's just him swinging his mace, and that's not gonna do a whole lot. They're still gonna be able to get the Kunga. Aloha Dance gonna die. Just call it. Tap out. Aloha Dance says GG.
That game was all mid one. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it was.
Did he do a lot of damage on OD? That was crazy how he just like was kind of quiet and then just immediately went beyond God like 5, 6, 7 minutes.
He was supposed to be countered a little bit by the Nyx Assassin pick, but Nyx Assassin would actually just